I have tested tons of productivity tools, and these are the ones that I actually use every day to improve my productivity. Okay, so some of these are free. I think most of them are free, some are paid, but most of them are free, and I try to find a version that's free for each option. All right, so the first one is Mackie. It's a clipboard manager to store multiple copied items, and it's free and because it's open source, and this is great in my opinion. It's basically a place where you can have many items that you copied stored. So this is really important, for example, when you're coding and you want to like copy something over, you can have a list of infinite things and they're all stored in your local storage, which is great. Then we have Alfred. I use this a lot. It's basically a better Spotlight, and it can do quick file search, app launching, and it has some custom workflows as well. And yes, I know there are good alternatives, but I've used this one for years and I like it a lot. So you basically just hit, for example, in my configuration, the command key twice, and then it just like pops up. I don't know if you can see it right now. And then you can just search like whatever you want. And you can also use the calculator here and use file search by just doing that. Then we can go on to window and UI management. Here I have the app called Rectangle. It's basically just an app to move and resize things really quickly on your desktop if you are using a Mac. Then I use this one a lot. It's basically to hide your icons in your toolbar when you're using a Mac. And there are paid versions, but I have had no issues with this free version so far. Then my go-to browser is Arc. This is the one that you're viewing right here as well. It's basically Chrome because it uses a Chromium-based browser under the hood. And it's great to have my tabs aligned vertically here instead of horizontally. And you can like customize it and have different spaces, and it's really great. Then for coding, I mainly use Visual Studio Code. Combined with the GitHub Copilot. It's paid though, I think it's like $10 a month, but it's definitely worth it. And if you want to get that straight away, then you can go for cursor.sh it's called. But I have not seen a difference between Cursor and using Visual Studio plus GitHub Copilot, but I think that's just something that comes down to preference. Then I use WebStorm for bigger projects and like heavier projects. We use this a lot in my old job. And yeah. Then I use Webflow for my more recent project. So I recently transitioned to using Webflow for most of my projects because it's a bit faster and it's a bit easier, especially when you're getting started and you want the project to be published really quickly. And it's great that it has a CMS integrated and you don't have to set that up from scratch using a Next.js setup, for instance. Then I used to use Xcode a lot when I did more app development. This is mainly done for iOS. And I might get back into it sometime, but I think it's great. I really like the fact that you have the app or the iPhone simulator inside the program to basically see what you're doing in real time. Then for designing, I use Figma mainly. And Relium, I forgot to actually mention that. It's not like a component builder, but it's like a wireframe builder that can help you get started with your ideas a bit quicker. And then for 3D development, Blender if you want to go deep, and then Spline if you're a bit more chill and you kind of don't want that whole thing of Blender because it can be a lot to learn Blender. But I have heard that sometimes this has issues in terms of compatibility with certain browsers, but I'm not sure. Then I use Screen Studio to record my screen, and I'm doing this right now. and I think it's great, but it's paid. You have to pay it once, I think, for like 70 bucks, but I think it's totally worth it. Then I use Flow to track my deep work. It's been great. So you basically just have this thing in the top of your toolbar, and then you can see how long you still have. So it's like my deep work timer. And then Flux I use to reduce the brightness of my screen and to make it a bit warmer in the evening when the sun sets, so it does not interrupt my sleep that much. And this is free and open source as well, I believe. And now to edit my videos, I started to use CapCut at first, but I saw that there's a bit more features using Final Cut, and I have used it for the last couple of videos and I like it really. Kind of like a learning curve, but it's not that deep, it's not that steep. But yeah, I would recommend you just starting with editing tool that you like. So yeah, these are all the tools that I use on a daily basis, 90% of them. And yeah, I hope that they can help you as well. And yeah, see you in the next one.